Hello, Team Dreamworknation. I'm
Page.
Sarah. This is Donica. Donica,
Hi guys.
we are live. We are live, but I don't know if I can see the chat box anymore. It has disappeared, and I'm a little bit disappointed. So
Okay,
that being said,
you guys, if you guys have a chat box, can you try writing in your chat box so we can see if we can communicate with you guys this way?
yes, that will be smart. Oh, is that who typed hello?
Me.
Oh. Oh my God, guys, this is terrible. Okay, so I don't see anyone posting, and I'm not sure it's even, I don't know what happened. Okay, well, Donica, chat one. Yeah, it's just your hello again. Okay, Donica, I'm just going to go into the Facebook group and just make sure people see if someone's on, but you can start by, you can just get started, Donica. Let me just go here.
Okay, well, really what I wanted for to happen tonight was that we would be able to have a chat with us so that we could do a question and answer session with you guys. We didn't really go over a list of anything that we wanted to talk about. The one thing that is really important, though, is to find out whether or not you guys are working off of a list. Everybody should have a list, and you add to your list on a daily basis. If you meet somebody new and you go, I'm looking at their hair and they need Monate, they go on your list. If you bond with somebody with your kids at school, they go on your list, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to approach them about your business that day. It's all about building relationships and everything else. Like, I can grab my book here, it's never far from me, and I can go to my list. And I can show you guys, right? There's my list. See all those stars? Those are VIPs or market partners, right? There's a lot of people on that list that still aren't crossed off and whatnot, but they still are people that I just check in with every now and then. Hey, how's it going? And see where they are in their life. For the most part, people's no's are just laters. It doesn't mean that they're not going to join you. So I want you guys to make sure that you have a list, that you're working off your list, that you're continuously adding to your list. Stay positive, stay bright. The happier you, the more excited you are about Monate. I actually feel like I'm talking to myself right now, Sarah. Because I don't have anybody on the webinar. I'm like,
no, we have 2 viewers. I see we have some people. I don't know.
I feel like I'm talking to myself right now.
That's okay. It's all
Not
good.
sure if this is the platform we thought we were getting. So anyways, back to your list. You always have to stay and keep recruiting, you guys. The magic numbers for Monate are going to be 20 recruits. Bring 20 people into your business. 6 to 8 are never going to do anything.
Yep.
They're gonna hang out. They might not even ever buy product. Okay, 6 to 8 are going to be product users. They're going to use the product. They're going to love the team. They're just not going to be recruiters and team builders. Your other 6 to 8 are going to be your runners. Why is 20 your important number?
Sorry.
What's Sarah?
Christine Fulton's on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. We are not talking to ourselves.
Okay. 6 to 8 are going to be your runners. And why the number 20 and the 6 to 8 is so important for us is to make it to the top of our comp plan. We need 8 good, strong, active lines. So yeah, it doesn't mean that you have to recruit these people today or tomorrow or next month, but just remember, go wide. You're going to want 20 people across your line.
I'm going to share a little bit about my list, because I know there are other people out there that have the same list issues as I do. So when I first started, where did my list go? When I first started, I had a notebook and I was writing stuff in my notebook. Then I decided that, so I'm going to show you. I decided that the best thing for me to use was cue cards. So I started writing everyone when I give them a sample, when I do this, and I have all these cue cards. Well, then the problem with that is that when you start to go back and go through them, like there's a lot of cue cards and I'm still working my way through them. Then at one point I had pieces of paper. They're also in a bag. So this is my my follow-up. This is my list. So
that's a mess.
Okay, so what I have started.
I thought my list was messy.
That is my list. my list is in a box. I have a box of list. So what I have now done is I got this new book, and I've been starting to write in it, and I started in January, and I just started writing in it recently. So like I have the date, I put the date down, January 11th, and any new person I talk to or whatever, when I'm talking to people, I just put their name in here. Then if I'm sampling them, I'll put a sample beside it. But this way, like in a week or two, I can go back and I can look at the people's names. I know when I talk to them, and I can sort of start going through there. So what I'm doing is I'm going through all my cue cards. I'm going through my box of list, and I am going to be putting those people into my list like this. So that sometimes that happens. Sometimes you start off making your list. You think it's going to be this way, and things change and evolve. There's really, the best way I think is to try to keep them organized in one book. And I've discovered that now, because cue cards really started to get away from me. Like I think I was on, like I had well over 100 cue cards. It's like, how do you sort them, right? They're all over. There's cue cards everywhere. So yeah, I think maybe if what you could do if you like cue cards, you could actually take, as you start to go through your list in your book or something, when people become VIPs, you could put them on a cue card and you can keep all your VIPs organized that way. But the list can be a struggle, but it is the most important thing, because if you don't have your list and you're not growing your list, then your business will not grow. Donica is so right about that. That is super important. That is the number one income producing activity. Number two is meetups. So I'll tell you, people's teams that are growing the fastest in Monate are people that are having meetups. And
I don't know did Christine tell you she's on?
Yes, that's why I was showing you on my phone.
Okay, just because Jackie's wrote in the team group that she's not on. She can't get on. So I just posted the link in there.
Okay.
I just don't want us talking to ourselves.
That's okay. I think that link, when Jackie comes on, she may become a panelist. Yeah. Across the bottom. See, yeah. Okay, we're going to have, for our few viewers, we are going to have to revamp our strategy to get this to present to you. And we are a work in progress. At least we finally did manage to get it started. But I'll carry on with meetups. So meetups are the next most important income producing activity. And now meetups, the way the company wants us to do them, if we are able to, is to take them at a coffee shop, or go to a little restaurant, or have a meetup that's outside of your home. And the reason they want you to do that is because they don't want people to feel the pressure of they have to have home parties, because we are not a party-based business. Pardon?
It's 100% duplicatable.
Yeah, it's duplicatable. So we are not a party-based business. You don't have to, fancy up your house or do anything like that and have parties in your house. You can go into public places. And your meetups can start off as with one person, but you need to start doing consistent, regular meetings. I was doing weekly coffee meetings, and I'm going to revamp that. I'm going to do I'm going to do a minimum of 2 meetings a month. I'm going to commit to start. I would like to do 1 a week, but right now I'm going to book 1 evening and 1 daytime, and that is what we're going to do. We're going to be doing them. So I'm going to have set schedules and other, you're making me laugh, Doc, I can see you there. Other market partners in my area. What?
Did you hear that noise? It sounded like somebody was honking at
kids. That's my phone. Evelyn
said, I was like, is somebody coming on to the webinar? What is this noise?
No,
Sorry.
Evelyn, she couldn't get on the webinar. She said she's watching it on YouTube. So, hi, Evelyn. Anyway, so meetups. Donica, you can talk about meetups. Talk about what happened when you guys were doing the meetups in December.
The meetups are actually super. Really, really good. Just be yourself. Seriously, I've never done this before either, you guys. I'm not used to talking in front of a group of people or anything else, but be yourself. I really like doing everything on a question and answer basis. The PowerPoints are really good. The oil video is really good. Tony's video is awesome, extremely awesome, except for it's 16 minutes long. So you can kind of start to lose people in that, right? So I don't know. You're going to have to feel it out and see what you're comfortable with. I personally like the oil video. It's 6 minutes. It kind of gives people a little run into it. And then they always have questions after that anyways, right? So that's where you can like walk over and go to your product and be like, yeah, these are the products. And they have questions about the products. And you go through each line and just keep it really, really simple. Yeah, like I don't do big fancy presentations. I keep it so that it's about the people that are there. Keep it small. The less people that are at your group session, the better. Um, Anything over 6 to 8 people is going to be too big. They're not going to get that personal time and those personal questions with you.
Sorry.
What else? It's just really a lot of personal attention for them, right? If you can answer their questions and everything else, they're happy with that.
Yes.
And I honestly do believe that the face-to-face is the heart of your business. You're not going to grow a huge team on Facebook. You're not going to do it. You're not going to grow a huge team in markets. You're going to make contacts. You're going to brand your product, and you are going to make some progress. But if you want a big team, you have got to get face-to-face. So phone a sister, phone a girlfriend, phone somebody and say, hey, will you have a sip and sample at your house, right? Provide a bottle of white wine, a bottle of red wine, and have a glass of wine with them, share the product, share the opportunity, and send them home with samples and get a referral from that. Somebody who's going to have a sip and sample next week. You don't have to know everybody, and we're not going to know everybody, but just start there. Start getting out and seeing people and meeting them face to face, and that's where your business is going to grow.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do we have another subject, seeing that we don't have questions and answers?
Firstly, we're going through the 4 income-producing activities, right? So we've talked about contact list, meetups. We're going to talk about 3-way calls and follow-up, and then I've got some other things we talked about sharing, so we'll talk about those. So 3-way calls. Now, 3-way calls are so important. And what 3-way calls do is 3-way calls take the pressure off of you. So, and they also bring in another person who this person, your prospect, doesn't know, right? So you can, you're going to make your best connections when you know people, right? So you've made this connection, you're sharing the information with a family or friend. And then what you do is you get Donica on the phone, you get me on the phone, you get Christine on the phone, Julia, whoever is your upline, or, somebody you want, maybe you really resonate with Melissa, somebody on our team. They don't necessarily have to be above you, just somebody on the team who's knowledgeable, who knows what's happening, and you get them on the phone with this person and you do a 3-way. And a 3-way is best done when you introduce your prospect, you introduce the person doing the 3-way, and then you just sort of be quiet. Because if there's a lot of interrupting, it can be really disruptive. So then you just sort of be quiet and you listen, and then there's a little question period at the end, but you sort of let the person who's talking try to help seal the deal, if you will, for you.
Basically, what's happening in the 3-way call is the third person coming in is affirming what you've already said to your prospect. For example, I was talking to my girlfriend today, and it has nothing to do with Monate, nothing to do with network marketing, and she was talking about a new diet plan and a doctor that she was seeing and everything else, and it was about gut health. And she had been telling her dad about this forever. He watched a program on TV on Dr. Phil, and it was all about the exact same subject, phoned her all excited. Brittany, this is what's going on. And she was like, what do you think I've been saying to you? Because the people that we love and trust, not that they don't trust us, not that they don't love us, they don't hear us. When you put a third-party person on, they actually go, oh, okay, that's what's happening. Mm-hmm. And they get it. So 3-way calls are extremely important. It legitimates what you've already said. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. The next most important is follow-up.
Absolutely.
And as you see, I'm working through my
your follow-up
my
6 months old.
Pardon me?
Your follow-ups can be 6 months old and become gold.
Yes, because a lot of times people, when you reach out to somebody, I mean, unless they are adamant and they say to you, no way, no, I'd never do this. Like sometimes people are just like, oh, not right now or whatever. Not right now, or, no thanks. But like people, it doesn't always mean no. It really means not right now. So you hit people up later. So like even though I have my basket of stuff I need to follow up with. Like, I am following up with all of them people because, you know, a lot of those people I sent samples to, they were not right nows, right? Because I followed up with them once, but I didn't throw their card away because I know that I want to hit them up again. I want to talk to them because they never totally killed it, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I went blank. I have something I was going to say. I just lost it. It's like, oh.
I have a few things I wanted to talk about that are not on follow-up. So one of the things, and it was a video that was done, I think, or a phone call done by Ann Fisher. It was like a leadership phone call, and she was talking about tracking. And I know when I was in my previous business, when I used to reach out to my one of my uplines, I talked to her all the time. And she would be like, oh, I'm a numbers girl. I'm doing the numbers. And, you know, I do them every day. And I remember thinking, like, what are you talking about? What numbers are you talking about? She was talking about volume, and she would track it every day. So what I did was I went online and I found this downloadable calendar. And I printed off a bunch of weeks. Here's my calendar, a bunch of weeks, right? And I'll be filling them in. And what I'm doing is I'm tracking my volume, my group volume, my divisional volume, and the number of people that are in my direct downline. But I'm also tracking a bunch of other people on the team who, you know, who I know are really trying to work their business and who have hit certain ranks. So I'm tracking theirs. And so it doesn't mean as much right now, but it's going to be important next month. So next month on the 13th, I'm going to be able to look and say, oh, you know, on January 13th, you know, my volume was, you know, ABC. And then I'll look at February and I'll say, oh my gosh, my volume is only A, right? So I'm going to be able to look back and see, oh my gosh, I am not on track from last month. And, you know, I need to kick it into gear. One thing I do not track is personal volume. Do not be concerned so much about your personal volume, especially in like the first 3 weeks of the month, right? Because a lot of times if you have VIPs, they're possibly processing at the end of the month. So you need to not be concerned with that. Like, I know every month we start over, and every month if you go to your back office and you go to the home page, you see that little chart that tells you what your rank is right now. And then you're like, well, oh my gosh, my personal volume's not at 200. I can't get beyond AMP right now. Like, don't worry about that. People get caught up with that. Don't worry about that. Just, you know, you need to know you can flip ahead to the goal, the one you've got. Take a look at the volume requirements and the active line requirements you need, right? You can always fill up volume later, you know, personal volume later. If it gets to be the end of the month and you are short 100 PV, well, my gosh, then you know you need to make an order. But like, give your VIPs, or give yourself a little bit of credit. Say to yourself, yeah, my personal volume is 500. I'm getting 5 new VIPs this month, right? And then you're gonna have your personal volume done. So I know people get confused about or concerned about that. Like, you need to focus more on where you want to go, and you know the lines you need and the volume you need as a team. Do you agree with that, Donica?
Pardon?
What do you think? Yes.
Yes. Yeah. No, they have to work, and they have to work on the 2x5, at least 2x5. Make 2 contacts 5 times a week. So basically every day. And I mean, seriously, it is not hard to make a connection with 2 people in a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if you're working in an office, right? And the lady who comes through with the mail cart, right? Hey, your hair looks really great today, right? Just compliment them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just absolutely anything. It can be a Facebook contact. It can be a phone contact. This is your best device right here. Your cell phone is your everything. Your contact list, every single person that's in your contact list should know about Monate. Make a phone call, text, how was your Christmas? What are your plans for 2016? And seriously, you guys, start listening. When you have a conversation with somebody, they're going to give you a key. They're going to say to you, oh, okay, for example, BC and Alberta right now, the oil field is extremely hurting the economy. I know a lot of people that aren't working, that haven't worked in a long time, a lot of people that are being laid off. right? So this is the prime time for these moms, wives, girlfriends who haven't had to work right now. They can start their own business for $125. You seriously can't do that anywhere else. Like, I know for me, if I had to go open up another business, it would be network marketing. There is no way I would go, and there's been points where I have had leases and rent of upwards of $25,000 a month, responsible every 30 days for the brick and mortar business. And then employees and insurance and taxes and stock, everything else. Everybody should be building a network marketing company right now. That's just my personal opinion. It's your guarantee.
Yeah. In terms of the reaching out to people, so I sort of count, like if you're going to, when it's trying to reach out to two people. So if you're reaching out, you can't consider just a message to somebody on Facebook that to count as a reach out, especially if like nothing happens. Like you can't just send a message to someone, be like, hey, how are you? And then you're like, I reached out to two people, and you send two messages, right? Like you need to start a conversation. So if you're going to be messaging people on Facebook, what is an amazing tool that Facebook has? Facebook has the call feature. You can call people on Facebook for free anywhere. So if you have people you're connecting with in the States and you don't have a long distance phone plan, no problem. Get on your Facebook Messenger. There's a little phone at the top. You push the phone button and you can talk to them. And so that is awesome. So if you start chatting with somebody on Facebook and they are interested, you can do one of two things. You can ask them, you can say, hey, can I call you really fast? Just 5 minutes, right? And if they say yes, then you just go and you push the little button and it rings through. Or, this can sound terrible, you can just push that little button anyways. And then it's going to ring on them and you can say, hey, I just thought it would be easier if we chatted, right? Like,
have you seriously pushed the little button, Sarah, without asking them?
I have done it once or twice.
No, I haven't.
I have.
I know that when I'm talking to somebody and all of a sudden my phone rings, I'm like, who the heck are you to call me? I'm like weirded out. And I'm also talking about like people.
Today I had a guy call me 4 times in a row. I did not answer it. I declined it. Yeah. But no, if I'm in the middle of a chat and I've been chatting with somebody, I have pushed it and just said, hey, this is so much easier. Let's just chat. Can't hurt. I mean, as I said, you can ask somebody. You don't have to be as bold. You can just ask someone and say, hey, can I call you through Facebook? It'll be 2 minutes, right? And then, because when you talk to somebody is when you make the most effect, right? Like if you're just messaging back and forth, ask Donica. So many times we are messaging back and forth like all day long, and she'll message something, or she messages me back. She's something like, okay, Sarah. And she's thinking like, what are you talking about? Or like, I can't believe you just said that, or you did this, right? And then I'm thinking I'm like, oh my God, why is she texting like this, right? Like I'm all like, when we go back and forth,
call me.
I'm just like, call me. Because like, I'm like, I'm getting stressed out, or her response comes and I think I pissed her off. And she's like, no. And I'm just, oh my God. So messaging, that is why you have
There's no emotion.
The phone. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no emotion on messaging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hi. I know, like sometimes if somebody ever sends you that winky face, like this, the one with the tongue out and the eye winked, like I'm wondering, like, what are you implying? Right? Like you can't tell. Or someone makes that one like, I see the smiley face, the emojis or whatever there. Yeah, and I'm always wondering, like, are you really serious? Like, what are you implying? Anyways. So, those are the things we really sort of just wanted to give this a trial to see if this was going to work. Unfortunately, we do not have our chat box open, so I don't know. This webinar may not be the platform we go forth with. But for those of you that have seen it in our team group, it would be cool if you let us know. Well, I see 4 viewers, so I don't I see it's 4 people. So let's see who it was. Hopefully it made a recording. I mean, we've just touched on a few things, not a ton of things, but we did want to get this started and start doing this regularly. It'll probably only be a 20-minute webinar normally, right? 20, 25 minutes. Like, it's not going to be like some hour-long thing. And I think what we're going to do is make a feed in the, or a post in our group, and we will take requests for things you would like to learn about or, you know, have more information on. What do you say, Donica?
Sounds great. I just don't know where you went. I can't see you now.
Oh.
No, I don't know what happened. Oh, there we go.
Am I back?
There we go. Yeah, I'm just like sitting here staring at myself.
Oh, no. That's true. Well, you're awesome, so why not?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, do you have anything else to say?
No, everybody who actually did come on tonight, though, thanks you guys. I know that you've got, everybody's busy and everything. And
we'll work on this.
100%. I will tell you right now, the most successful people on the team are the ones who are in contact nonstop with us. And it's not that we don't want to help absolutely everyone, but if you are asking questions and you're asking for help and we know that you're working, you're going to have more of our time and attention.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that's exactly it. So the thing is, like, both Donica and I have reached out to as many people as possible. When new people come on the team, we send out friend requests. We've started calling lots of different people. Like, we're trying to implement that. So we're calling everyone to make sure they get welcomed. But once you're in the team, like, when you sign people up, you really need to make sure you get them into the right team groups, that you let them know that we're going to send them friend requests, or you tell them to send us a friend request, or you suggest us as friends on Facebook, right? Like, that's cool. And it is the people. So the people that reach out to us are the ones that that end up getting more of us, you know, or getting more assistance because they're actively reaching out, right? So, like, I mean, Donica and I are both also, like, we're not just sitting here going, hey, la-di-da, like, who can I talk? Like, we're both working this business, and we're both making our connections every day and, you know, trying to build. Because this business it's a lot of fun. It offers huge rewards. You know, like, you can change your life with this, but it doesn't come easy. And I sort of made a post about that today. It doesn't come easy. Like, there is a lot of hard work involved. You know, there's lots of hard work. There's also a few other things. Like, we have, really, Donica and I both were with a different company prior, and we were like, oh, I was like, I'm going to do both businesses, right? And I was like, Donica was a little more, she sort of knew. I'm like, I'm doing both businesses. Well, let me tell you, it did not work at all. And you really need to just take a stand. Like, there are a lot of people out there that have multiple businesses, and you can have multiple businesses. That's fine.
If you want to make $40 a month in one business, $100 a month in another business, that's fine. But you are never going to make it to the top working more than one direct selling business. And I'm not saying that to you so that you think that you can't go out and work another one. I'm saying that to you because it's the reality. And ask absolutely anyone. Ask Tony. Ask Melissa. Ask Bob.
Ask
Eric Worre. You know what I mean? Ask Sarah. For one, you cannot keep track of 2 comp plans. So you can't be knowledgeable. You absolutely cannot do it. You can't be knowledgeable. If you just want to make it to, say, like, the stance of, like, MMP in 3 different companies, so be it. Then go for it. But if you actually want to take a stand and actually make something life-changing, you have to pick a company and you have to focus. And I mean laser beam focus. That's what you're doing. That's your goal every day. You get up and it's Monate,
yes.
Monate, Monate.
Yes, that's what we were talking about too. Yes, you need to be laser focused. You need to have a daily method of operation. I shared what mine is. I get up in the morning. I make a coffee. My kids wake me up in the morning. I make a coffee. I come down. I write the tracking numbers in. I try to get a post up on Facebook. I check in on LinkedIn. I look at emails. Like, I do sort of like a really quick overview of everything. Then I go and I make lunch and I feed them breakfast, you know, and then I get them dressed. Then I get them to school and I come back and then I'm focused. So you need to have a schedule for yourself. You need to figure out what you're going to do. If you get up every day and you have a 9-to-5 job and you get up at 7 and you shower and you eat your breakfast and you rush out the door and that's how your day starts, I'm going to suggest to you that you get up instead at 6:45. Give yourself an extra 15 minutes. Get up, quickly write down your numbers. Then make a post on Facebook. It could be like an amazing morning or whatever you want. Make a post on Facebook, and then off you go, do your stuff, go to work. And then at least you've sort of, you've committed a little bit to yourself. You've committed to your business. You put in a little bit of time, but like start doing things. I read a book called The Slight Edge, and it talks about the repeated sum of doing little things over and over again will add up to the big things. If you're not doing these little things, you can't expect to one day go on Facebook and make 10 posts and all of a sudden be like, woo, it happened. Right?
Yes, it's consistency.
Over and over and over again.
Consistency. It can be the same before and after that you shared 3 months ago, but you're being consistent, because realistically 3 months ago there was only 10% of your friends who saw that post anyways. Facebook algorithms are not going to show everybody your every post. So just stay consistent. Every day say something. It doesn't have to be something about the company. It doesn't have to be something about the product. It can literally be something about, you know, I'm so glad that I found this industry. I've met so many new friends, right? It doesn't always have to be about selling, because realistically we shouldn't be selling. We should be sharing anyways. We're listening to them. We're finding out who's got problems and we're correcting those issues. Right? Whether it's through hair care or whether it's through somebody who needs a business, somebody who needs to make an income. Yep. Take it back.
All right. Anyways, I was like 10 minutes ago, I'm like, we're wrapping it up. And now there's 10 more minutes. You know, we could probably keep picking like little topics and talk for 10 more minutes at a time. And next thing you know, it's going to be an hour and a half. So I think what we'll do is we will cut it here. Is that good with you?
Absolutely good with me, because I don't even know if we've got anything happening here.
I see 4 viewers, but we're going to cut it here. And what we're going to do is we are going to figure it out for next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we're going to be in Orlando, and we are going to we're going to do something. We will either be posting a previously recorded video that we record earlier in the day, or we will do something live. So, but we are going to be doing something every Wednesday from now on, and you can expect it. I think
Yay!
Okay. Bye, guys. We love you, Team Dreamwork Nation. Okay.
Good night. Bye. I know it was late for some of you guys.
Bye.